Okay, thank you. I'm going to share the screen with you. Okay, sorry, that took me a minute. Okay, so can everybody see the star battle puzzle on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So this is a puzzle that I found at the KrazyDad website. Down here in the bottom right, you can see that's, if you just go to KrazyDad.com, you'll be able to find this puzzle and many, many more that he has created, or that other people may have created. I'm not sure that he's created all of them. So he calls this star battle. Personally, I don't think of it as a battle, so I just think of it as star puzzles. So I'm going to start by asking you some questions. Can you tell me what you might notice about this grid?
It's an 8x8.
It is an 8x8. Okay, so 8 rows and 8 columns. Nice. Anything else?
Some have smaller regions and larger regions.
Okay, very good. And what can you explain what you mean by a region?
Oh, how many squares are there? There are some that have a single square, and some have more than one squares.
Okay, so you're thinking of
And
this
it's boundary.
So you're thinking of this as a region. This is actually the smallest possible region, right?
Smallest border.
Yeah.
Has
Sorry.
an area of 1, maybe?
What was that last part? I'm sorry.
That one has an area of 1. Some of them have different areas like 2 and 4 and stuff like that.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So all kinds of different sizes. And these regions are bordered by the thicker, darker black lines. Okay, any other comments about the regions?
You want to be famous?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 regions. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, wrong.
No, there are 8 different sets of groupings there.
He takes his
Really? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 regions.
This is Sudoku paddle.
Okay, yes, I do think there are 8 regions in this puzzle. So we have 8 columns, 8 rows, and 8 regions of various sizes. Okay, now I'm not sure how I can get you started with this puzzle without telling you the rules, but I'm going to attempt something a little bit different here. Let me show you a different picture. Okay, now this is a puzzle I brought to some students during my last visit to the Navajo Nation. I can't quite remember what school I was at. I visited a few last March. So what I did was I printed out a star puzzle on cardstock, and I gave the student some centimeter cubes to place on the puzzle to attempt to solve it. So can you tell me some things you might notice about this puzzle?
Each region has 1 centimeter cube.
Nice. Exactly 1 or at least 1?
Exactly 1.
Exactly 1 in every region. Okay.
There are still 8 rows, 8 columns, and 8 regions.
Right.
That is correct. Same size as the other puzzle I showed you. 8 rows, 8 columns, 8 regions.
There's only one cube for each column and each row.
Ah,
Good eye. Yep. That's right.
So is it like a
And each column too.
uh-huh. Okay, was that Paula who said that? That
No,
Oh,
there,
could whoever said that repeat that for everyone?
In each, one in each row and also one in each column.
And the what someone previously said was 1 in each row,
One
column, and
region.
area, region, right.
region. Okay, excellent.
I said, is it similar to what you do maybe with a Sudoku, even though they have different regions? Maybe.
Maybe there might be
Maybe.
some similarities, yes. And for anyone who has seen Ken puzzles, there is a little bit of similarity in that there are different regions to concentrate on in a Ken puzzle.
Mhm.
I thought this was a marvelous way to introduce the rules, Pamela.
Oh,
I thought it was
okay,
marvelous, totally engaging, right? You
I-
didn't come down, you just, very natural. I thought it was great.
Thank you, Gord. I would not have introduced it this way if were it not for your example. Okay, so this puzzle is actually solved, and I took a picture of it. I went over to check the students' work and took a picture of it, and they were proud of their work. There's one other rule that the student did use. There's just one other rule that we haven't noted.
there is this cube should not be, they're not adjacent to each other.
Ah,
What?
And 1 cube per region?
yes, 1 cube per region.
Per region.
So does everybody see that around each cube, there's sort of a buffer zone. There's
Right.
like an
Okay.
empty zone. You cannot have any cube right next to another cube,
Okay.
even diagonally.
Bingo. Okay.
Okay, so they're nicely spaced out.
Good. Okay.
And so as an instructor, when I went over to check the students' work, I looked for exactly those 4 things that you all noticed. 1 cube per column, 1 cube per row, 1 cube per region, and then the adjacency prohibition, if you will. Okay, so let's look at the other one that I was sharing earlier.
I would ask if that is a unique.
Good question. I'm not sure I know the answer for sure, but I'm
Okay.
pretty sure these are unique.
Okay.
Usually all the KrazyDad puzzles have unique solutions,
Okay.
but David, if you find one that has multiple solutions, I'd like to be aware of that.
Cool. I see. Okay.
Okay, so I think this is a live web page, so we can solve it right on here. And I'll just show you how the online version works with a little bit of a heads up. When you online, when you go to one of these puzzles, the author, I don't know what his real name is, I'll just call him KrazyDad. At the beginning of each puzzle, there's a little bit of text in the puzzle, and it has nothing to do with the puzzle. It's just, you'll see the text. And then at the end, when you solve a puzzle, And again, it has nothing to do with the puzzle, but a little quote will pop up or something. And to be honest, I would not point students towards this online version simply because some of the text and the quotes he uses are maybe inappropriate for students. You'll see what I mean if you play around with the online version, but I don't mean to scare you away from it, but you might play around with it a little bit before you decide to share it with students. Okay, so could I have a suggestion from someone? Where should we start?
Pam, let me
I would
introduce.
start with the one
This
with
singlet.
One square by itself.
Right.
Is it this one you're mentioning?
yeah.
Yep.
Singlet.
So, yeah, so this region needs a star in it, and there's only one spot for it. So great, that's a nice place to start. Now, if you click once, you get just a dot, which you can choose to use in the process of solving the puzzle. But if we click again, we do get the star, and we're pretty certain about that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, just so everybody understands the rules again, so remember, so we already have the star for that row. So nowhere else in that row will we be able to put a star. Nowhere else in this column can we put another star. And what else? What else is a consequence of putting a star there?
The adjacent stuff.
Right,
Right.
right. So this whole little buffer zone around it has to remain star free, if you will. Sorry, went down too far.
So question, how big does the buffer zone have to be? Just one, like just the perimeter with one square?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Your colleague was using the word adjacent, so right next door. And remember, that includes diagonals. So right around it has to be star free.
So Pam, let me make one comment that even though the website puts the things up on the live web page,
Oh,
KrazyDad also has PDF files that you can download, big collections of these puzzles and any of his puzzles that you can then print on paper or transparency or cardstock.
yes, thank you, thank you. Yes, that's how I normally use KrazyDad puzzles. I was thinking during the pandemic, so if you're doing everything online, you can do these puzzles online with the little caveat I mentioned earlier. But yes, you can print these out free of charge. He does, elsewhere on his website, he does ask for donations. I've never donated myself. I probably should, because I've used this website a lot. Okay. Other things you might notice about conjectures we can make.
Our next one's got to be the one on the top with the two.
Up here?
And we need to choose the one on the right. It's got to be the one on the right.
Okay, why is that, David?
Well, because if it was the one on the left, it would.
I'm fine.
It would.
Told me when you were leaving.
This one on the bottom down here, two below with your arrow, would have to be the square for that one. So it's got to be off to the right.
Can you
I
do
think
me a
it's
couple
backwards.
favors?
It's got to be the one on the right.
So I need some more salads for this week.
I'm not sure I
And,
followed your reason.
there was something else. I was
Could we get everybody to mute, please?
It's got to be the square on the right, because if you choose the one on the left, the only other square you can choose for the region below is the farthest one away that would be outside of the boundary, and that would share the same column. Therefore, this must be the one on the right. And it would follow the one in the region below would have to be the one on the bottom hanging down.
Okay, let me slow down a little bit. So David is saying, if we put a star here, David is saying, look what happens in this region.
Mhm.
Is there a place we could put a star in this region?
The bottom middle.
But that's in the same
Right
column.
here? Yeah, same column.
And the other two on the sides that you could do would be adjacent, and that's illegal.
Be adjacent.
That's
Bingo.
correct. That's correct. Nice reasoning, David. Okay, if I click one more time, I get rid of the star. So now we know it goes here. Nice.
Okay, I think I might know one.
Okay, excellent. Let's hear it.
Go to the region to the right of where you put the star, the one with, yeah, an eight,
Oh,
one,
here.
no, up at the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it has 7 in it.
Okay.
It's gotta
Okay.
be one of those two.
It can't be the total across, and it can't be right next to the star adjacent, and it can't be where the
Be the
first
middle.
star,
It's
I'm
right there.
and it can't be where the first star was because that's in the line. So it's right in the
Bingo.
middle.
Right in the middle.
Okay, so I'm going to use these dots to show the ones where you said it cannot be.
No, right,
So
exactly.
it cannot be here. Why?
Because it's adjacent to the star we just put in.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Right.
Hmm.
And it can't be on the far right because it's in the same column as the first star we put in.
Oh, nicely done.
Yep.
Okay, there's another one that is,
Okay, Suzanne, yes?
it goes down the third row down, but second column over.
Right here?
Yes,
So you think the star has to go
Yes.
here?
yes, put the star there.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So, okay, just to make sure everybody understands. So why can it not go here?
Because there's a star there already in that row, and there's a star already in the second row. There's none in the third row, but there is a star in the fourth row.
Mm-hmm.
And say likewise for the columns. So it has to be there.
Okay, nicely done. Has anyone been looking over here at this big
Yep.
region on the right?
Would be fifth row down in the last column.
Right here?
Yeah,
Could, or
it could be.
it could be. There's a few of them.
The 7th row.
I think there's 7 of them where it could be.
Okay.
Can we focus on the lower left corner? Because we
The L.
there's
Right,
got to
good.
be one in one of those
L.
two in that
It's gotta be
column. And so those
two
two
at
on
the
the
left.
first column, it's got to be one of those two.
Bingo. Bingo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gotta be one of those places. Yes.
Mhm.
Nice. What do you think happens in this column number 7?
There should be one down at the second last row.
Did you say the last row, Suzanne?
No, the second to the last row.
Yeah, it's got to be
Yeah,
one of
right.
those two.
Yeah, right there.
It's got to be one of those two. Yeah, either of those. Or
So once you have the one on the far left, which we don't have yet, but we've narrowed it down, we'll have that one.
That would be way the last.
It's actually got to be the last column because it's the only one taking up that full column. So it's got to be
Full
one
corner.
of the last two on that column, one of the last two on the next column, and the column previous to that on the left has to be that little jutting one that comes out, because that's the only other opportunity in that second column.
Good.
Can't it be here?
No,
Oh, no.
There's already.
Dot the lower bottom ones on the left column, because it's one of those two. Dot, yep,
Right.
it's one of those two, just dot them, we'll figure it out. And then in the middle region, it has to be one of those lower ones to the middle, it's like at the midline on the right, dot those, definitely one of those.
That middle region
No.
has to be the one that is the second column from the right there. That is
Well, I'm
only
talking
one.
about the region over to the left, yeah, go ahead, I mean, that's fine, I'm working backward.
Right there.
It has to be that one.
Okay, and let me go back. I'm sorry, I don't know who said that, but they explained it very well that this column needs a star.
Right.
Yep.
And we don't know where it goes yet, but it needs a star. And that would take care of this entire region.
Yeah, it
Right.
goes at the
That
bottom.
Those four.
So that region cannot have a second star. So whoever explained that did a really nice job. They said that in this seventh column, the star has to be in a new region. And it can't be here, like they said, because of that. So it must be there. Very nice.
Yes.
Bingo. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah.
So in that one region where we haven't even talked about, it would go in the 1, 2, 3, 4th.
So that means it's there.
Column.
Oh, here? Oh, okay.
Right.
In fourth column?
Right there. Yep, up
Yeah,
one.
it'd go in the middle right there.
It's got to go in the
Okay.
middle because the
Right there.
other two.
so,
Everybody
Right.
see
It would
that?
have to be.
No, can't be there.
no,
Very
no, no,
good.
no, 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 no.
No,
No.
Fourth
Because,
column,
Bingo.
Right
Right there.
right there.
right there.
Right there, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I was just going to repeat what your logic for everybody, just that we know there's going to be a star right here, which takes care of this column. This column already has a star. This column already has a star. So you're absolutely right. It has to be in this column, and there's only one place for it.
Mhm.
Nice.
the bigger region, there should be a star on column 8, way down in the corner.
Here?
That's
Yes.
what I think, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That
And
should be a
actually,
star right there.
this puzzle does not have one solution because it can go in either of those
Bingo.
two spots at the end. All we have
I
to
don't
do is
know.
correspond with the first
No,
column.
no,
I
no,
don't believe so.
no, it cannot because
true.
it's gonna be adjacent. It has to go in the corner because if we
Exactly.
go in the road, it's gonna
Right.
be adjacent.
You're
So
right,
it has to
Janelle.
be in,
Exactly.
Nice,
There.
nice job,
Nice.
Janelle. Okay, and that tells us where the star goes here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Okay, now we
there
go
you
to
go.
a silly quote. Okay,
That's what I have.
We
All
could have
right.
done this.
excellent. Boy,
I
you
think
guys-
the quote is very appropriate. So yeah, I think we should all do that quote.
Oh, no problem.
yeah, that one wasn't too bad. Okay, and I've got to watch the time. I think I have till 12:40.
So
Okay.
can
Yeah.
I say just one brief thing that I want to really give you big props for? The
Oh.
way you slowed it down as a teacher and really showed, because people started yelling and that's exactly what happens in class. Kids and teachers get all excited. So what I really liked what you did is once all the drama or the excitement settled down, the way you kind of went. So this is what I think I heard. So awesome facilitation techniques.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I did do that purposely. I like people chiming in, so please keep on doing that. But I did want to stop every now and then and make sure everyone understood what had been said. And I'll also notice as an instructor, and some of you have heard me say this during classroom visits, but when you hear a student say, oh, that has to be so-and-so, or that can't be so-and-so, they're absolutely confident, and you can tell what that tells you is that they have reasons behind that very confident statement. So I love it when I hear students make statements like that. Oh, that has to be a 7, or that hexagon has to be blue, because and there you can tell they're just eager to explain how they came to that conclusion. So all of that is just wonderful to hear in a classroom. Okay, I'm going to jump ahead. So if you click on this little booklet thing down here, you get choices. And Dave actually on the Math Circle website, he actually posted one that's 10 by 10. And they're a little bit different. So let me bring up one of those for you. And notice next to the 10 by 10, there are 2 stars. Okay. So I don't know if you saw that, the word patience was right in the middle of the puzzle and then it disappeared. So every time you bring up a new puzzle, you'll see some word or phrase in there. Okay, so what do you think this is a 2-star puzzle. So what do you think that means?
It's harder
It's
than a one.
harder.
Might be.
I think in the bottom right, it's got to be either of those 2 outlying squares of those 3.
Okay, but
Yeah.
let's see if we can think about why is this a 2-star puzzle? What do you think?
There's more than one solution?
I don't know for sure, Janelle. I think these are still unique solutions, but
It's more difficult.
There are 2 stars per region.
Yeah, I think it's 2 stars per region.
actually, yes, that is correct. Not only 2 stars per region.
2 stars
also,
per row and column.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
2 stars per row, 2
Well, it
stars
would
per
have to be.
region.
Sure.
And I believe the adjacency rule still holds. If you need to check on the rules, you can go over to this question mark and look at the instructions.
Right.
So we do still have that adjacency prohibition.
All right, cool.
Okay, so
I'm starting the bottom.
so David, you were initially focusing on this region down here. Do you have a conjecture now?
Yeah, it's got to be the one on the left and the one on the right.
Right, just because of that adjacency thing. And that takes care of that region and that whole row.
That row, right.
It has its 2 stars.
Row 2.
And the row above it. Here, can't be here.
What's going to happen up here? Oh.
It's one of the 2 stars.
Wouldn't they go on opposite sides? That one that's by itself would have a star right there. And then the other one would go in the 7th, is it the 7th column? Or the 8th column? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 into the 2nd row.
It's definitely the one on the far right. I don't know what those 2.
I don't want to.
Has to be the one on the far right. I don't know about the far left. Has to
The
be
far right for sure. The one that's by itself for sure because of the adjacent rules.
Right.
Oh, I keep forgetting we're allowed to have
3rd
2
row.
stars in each column, right?
Yeah. So that would be a star. The 10th row, 3rd, or 10th column, 3rd row.
Okay, nice. You were saying because of the adjacency, these have to be, yeah. So you cannot have 2 stars
Exactly.
next to each other in this region.
Good thought. And upper left.
Why does it have to
No,
be?
maybe not.
One row to either one yet. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be either one. Could be either one.
Okay, but definitely not here.
If you look at the
But that's
column
good.
next to that, that means we have to have one at that top one for that second column. Go up over to the
Oh,
right
here?
there, because otherwise, well,
Adjacent
we
rule.
could have two in that large region together, but it seems like it kind of makes sense that it would be in that top one.
Maybe.
There, I don't know. We're over to the left.
So does this seem like it's going to be a harder puzzle than the 8x8?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's a
Mhm.
lot
Yes,
more
yes.
possibilities.
So
Okay, I think I might be running out of time, but so you can play these online. You can print them out for students. And notice there's very little in here about numbers. Yet I think we're doing a lot of math when we solve these. And so I kind of encouraging you a little bit to think about, what are we doing when we solve these puzzles? Are we doing math? And if so, what kinds of math are we doing? I don't even see any numbers on the page. What if a parent asked you, where's the math in this puzzle? My student needs to be doing math.
I
So
think
something to think about. And
the
after
logic skills are math, and so is looking for patterns. And
Exactly,
we
it's
do both of
mathematical
those
reasoning.
things in most of the type of puzzles, whether it be Sudoku, Kokoro, a lot of those, we're still doing the logic skills, the reasoning, and looking for patterns.
About that, I would like to just share some thoughts I have about this star puzzle and how I would just do slightly different things just in the classroom. Is that cool for 30 seconds?
yeah, of course.
So the first thing, it's nice for kids to get used to efficiently communicating to a teacher in front of the room. So one way to do that is to say, okay, 5B, you get them used to coordinate systems. 5B, I want to put a star there. I'm new to this puzzle. I just randomly created this one right here, and the kids should absolutely get creatively involved in making their own. I think a 6x6 is probably a nice way to start there. And if you do that and you randomly create 6 shapes, you're going to have to ask the kids, does your puzzle have a solution? Does it have a unique solution, or is it impossible to solve? Are there multiple solutions here? Impossible. So there's 3 different options. I just designed 3 as we were talking there, and it turns out that it's hard to create a unique one, and the other multiple solutions and impossible solutions are going to be much more common. But this is a really rich place that I don't think KrazyDad will take you. I think KrazyDad will only take you to a unique solution, but that's not where you should be in the math classroom. You should purposely explore impossible and keep a straight face. You can give kids an impossible problem and say, solve this. And just keep a straight face. Don't let on, like be nasty in there. But those are just some ideas. I like to keep control of my class for the first 10 minutes as I'm exploring the rules, and then the kids go off and that's their moment to shine. If you've got a brilliant kid in a pair, then that's their moment to shine. Their moment to shine is not in front of the whole class. So those are just some comments.
So Gordon, because I'm a neurotic math teacher, the only modification, go back to your first one you shared, I would put the letters on the bottom and the numbers on the side and say you have to say the letters first, then the numbers. So my kids could get used to moving to the right for the XY coordinate thing, just because I can't handle it any other way. So if anybody else is neurotic like me, feel free.
And what about reversing this here? Is this better?
Yes, that makes me happier, Gordon. But I didn't want to give you two suggestions because I thought that
No,
was
this is good. This is good.
One of the things I would do for these puzzles that we were talking about is we're exploring Jamboards because we've been using the Google platform. And I can open up a Jamboard where the kids can share it together and they can do that online.